Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock is a Democrat of Georgia. He sits on the Senate Finance Committee, which got to ask questions of Health and Human Services nominee RFK Jr. yesterday, and he joins me now. Senator, I want to just start with your reaction, sort of in toto, to what seems to be the most pressing and urgent single-minded focus of the new administration, which is going after the entirety of the federal government, whether in blocking grants or hiring practices, to root out what they say is Marxism and anti-discrimination efforts.
Yeah, let me be very clear what we're dealing with. This is the administrative expression of January 6th. On January 6th, it was clear that in a violent way, they were coming after the Republic, coming after the nonviolent transfer of power, including a kind of brutality visited upon police officers, the effort to disenfranchise the votes of millions of Americans. And that spirit of January 6th continues, which is why on his very first day in office, Donald Trump pardoned all of these violent insurrectionists. And then he proceeds with the same kind of lawlessness through executive orders, whether that's basically saying that the laws that we've already passed to provide support for various efforts all across our country, from health care to child care to helping folk with jobs, somehow that doesn't matter. And it has to come back through the putative monarch, I guess, to sending out this awful memo asking that our federal workers just resign. This is an assault on the American Republic and the attempt to replace it with their dystopian vision of the future, and we've got to fight back.
You mentioned the sort of attempts to kind of reroute funding. I want to ask you about some of these nominees, but I want to just stay on that for a second. They issued this memo at OMB. It seemed flatly illegal and unconstitutional. It was maybe going to lose in court. They then rescinded it after political blowback. But the press secretary said, no, we're actually still freezing all this funding. And I have to say, it's just not clear what the status is. And as a U.S. senator, I know I've talked to politicians and representatives who are getting calls and talking to people. Is it clear to you what the status is? Which is to say, is money flowing in the needed way it has to, or is it still stalled?
It's clear what Donald Trump is up to because we've seen this movie before. It is the OMB memo that was rescinded. The executive order was not rescinded. Let's be clear, Donald Trump is going to try this again. He's going to come after all of these programs, I think in part because they are looking to pull as much money as they can away from working class Americans so they can pass this huge tax cut for the wealthiest of Americans. They're trying to reshape government according to the vision of Project 2025, which he denied over and over again, but we are literally seeing it being played out before our very eyes.
You had an opportunity in yesterday's hearing, the first of two, with to question RFK Jr., who's been nominated to head HHS. You asked him about past statements where he compared the work of the CDC to work in Nazi death camps and abuse in the Catholic Church. He denied it. You then read him the transcript. Was there anything that happened yesterday or today that would persuade you this is a person that should be entrusted with overseeing an enormous part of the American healthcare system?
I was very concerned going into the hearing. I'd met with Mr. Kennedy in my office some days before that, and I walked away yesterday, if it's possible, even more concerned about what I heard and what we all saw. Mr. Kennedy apparently thinks that the CDC, which I proudly represent, some 10,000 employees down in Georgia, standing up for our health care every single day. Mr. Kennedy obviously thinks that the CDC is dangerous. I think that he's demonstrated that he is a hazard to our health. And I hope that there'll be just enough of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle to stop him. Because let's be very clear, it's Republicans who have to stop this. Even if you have every single Democrat vote no on this nominee, it's Republicans who will have to decide if they're going to choose country over party, choose the people that they were sent to represent over partisan politics. They failed that test miserably when it came to Pete Hegseth, even as they are attacking diversity, equity, and inclusion. I want to know what qualifies Robert Kennedy to be the chief public health officer of the United States of America. What qualifies the likes of Pete Hegseth to be the leader at the Pentagon? This is a disturbing moment in our country.
Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock of Georgia, thank you for your time tonight.
Great to be with you.
Still